We let a fictional couple buy the car we're looking at. I just read Ute Dumpster Fire 15's story and wanted to share a similar one. My wife and I were shopping for a new used car. Back in 2011. We called the dealership that had one we wanted to test drive to make sure it was still available. Yes, we were told, but there's another couple coming in to buy it. That was no problem first because I felt pretty sure that they were just trying to create a sense of urgency, and second because we were planning to test drive several cars. You should know that I look down on anyone who resorts to this particular sales tactic, especially for mass-produced products with literally millions in circulation. But whatever. So we arrive at the dealership and hear the same story. Yak yak. We look the car over and decide to take it for a drive. Come back and hear the same story. Blah blah. We decide to buy the car and settle in to negotiate. After about half an hour, everyone is happy. I'm starting to reach across the desk to shake hands when the GM bursts into the salesman's office and says, "The other couple just walked into the showroom. If you want the car, you better buy it right now." That pushed me over the edge. I looked at my wife and said, "Since they want it so much, maybe we should let them have it." She said, "Yeah," and we got and walked out. This is an old sales trick to make you feel urgency in pulling the trigger on a sale. They pushed it one step too far and lost the sale. Anytime I hear about a competing customer on any high-dollar item, I walk away saying, they must want it more than I do. I assume you were called no less than 20 times in the span of an hour after that. If someone is trying to pressure me into something that has zero urgency to it, then my answer is always no. Why would the dealership care who buys a car? They're selling it regardless. So why the song and dance? Stupid games. Stupid prizes. It seems from what you wrote here that you were pretty committed to buying the car and there was absolutely no point to all that nonsense. Reminds me of when I bought a car a few years ago. I told them the deal was immediately off if they placed any permanent dealer branding on my car. They brought me my new car and it had a dealer sticker on it. I gave them a choice: either the deal is off, fix it, or knock $2,400 off the sale price for the 10 years of advertising I'm about to provide your dealership. Said $20 per month was more than fair for a permanent moving billboard. They chose to bring me a car without a sticker an hour later. Next time I buy a car, I'm gonna try again. Want to advertise on my vehicle? Pay me. Ooh, I bet that salesman was pissed at GM. Ferengi rule of acquisition number 3. Never spend more for an acquisition than you have to. Did they call you back saying the other couple turned it down? Years ago I called ahead to test drive a vehicle, and when I got there it had a dead battery. It was a loss leader and the new guy was afraid I'd never come back. Came back after visiting a couple of other dealerships and he had put in a new battery. I bought the vehicle. He asked if he could call his mom right then and there because it was his first sale. Everyone was happy. Everyone was happy. I had a similar experience when I bought my used car. I got the GM visit with, "Here are the averages for sales. You're not offering enough." To, "Someone else called and wants to look at it," and a couple of other things. Every trick was met with, "Okay. Great. Hope you sell it. I'll be on my way. I'm looking at several more cars today." The tricks got more pathetic and I started to enjoy myself wondering what else they were going to try. I left with the car at the price I wanted to pay for it. While I agree this was likely a sales tactic, we bought a used car while someone else had it out on a test drive. Paid cash so all the paperwork was signed before they even got back. When we purchased our van a couple years ago, my husband offered a little below asking price. The salesman declined and said it was a very popular vehicle and they had others asking about it. So we said thanks. We'll look somewhere else and walked out. An hour later they called and said they'd be willing to negotiate some more. We did end up getting it below asking. I think about $600 below. Which isn't a whole lot. But it helps. I gotta say, I finally had the opportunity to order a vehicle. And it was the best car buying experience. No haggling. No BS. Loved it. Doesn't mean it's for everyone. I went to the dealership looking for a car priced at $23,500 and offered $17,500 for it. That was a fair price for the car. Fair price for the dealership. They pushed me for financing and whatnot. I jumped through their hoops. They told me they couldn't come down. Over the span of 2 weeks, I went back to the dealership and offered the same amount. They told me they couldn't bring it down. They kept calling, saying they could work with me if I came in. So I went in, sat for about 20 minutes, asked them if they had the paperwork for 17500. They said no, left, repeated that a few times. Finally this guy came in and said we can do $18,000 and I was like, cool, we're getting somewhere. I dropped my offer to $17,000 and the guy called me on it saying I was wasting my time. He came back and had a pre-contract for $17,500 and said I was full of it. I signed it and took a picture of it with my phone. I'll wait here until you draw up the paperwork. Left in an hour with the car. Yes, I still have it. Yes, I love it. Really? Even when you were right there about to sign for it, they couldn't stop being so stupid? Fallout? I need to hear what happened here. Not just for mass-produced goods. When I saw this one flat for sale, the realtor kept saying I should think it over, but he had this other guy who loved the place and was going to make an offer soon. No hurry, but I need an answer by tomorrow. I'll keep the flat for you, but only for 1 day. Then I need an answer. Because he really wants it. Quote, I said I'd think about it. I had seen another flat that morning and they were pretty much the same. But this realtor's pushiness made me go for the other one. I hope the fictional guy is enjoying his flat. Yep, I know them. Hard negotiators. Screwed. They're going to only offer you $800 less. Tops. Tell you what, we'll split the difference. Drop the price $400 and you've a deal. I have done the same thing except for the last car I bought February of 2021. There was a used car shortage and they had 2012s on the lot. So when I asked if there is any wiggle room, the sales guy was honest and went, look, if you don't buy this car, the next person will. And I understood what he was saying. Had this happen once and I was 95% sure it was a trick until the lady in the sales room, customer, was in the sales room losing her mind about the car being sold from under her. I had to try so hard not be a jerk and laugh. Like OMG, it was real?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.